wrote it wrong, understand it wrong. Okay, actually I highlighted already. See, you need to answer the question first. 请从多方位说明“一带一路”倡议的意义。What is significant? Significant is something good influence to some people. Good influence, not the bad influence. Significant 意义。And 这是 Bell and Rowe initiative 的意义。有的同学 only write the definition of 一带一路倡议 and some of you wrote the perspective from USA 从美国的 perspective. Actually, the perspective here should be from some people or some country that is benefit from this project, such as China, or second, in other countries who are benefit from this project. And 第三是 the people can be people in China. The Chinese people, when they go to work in other country, they have more money, or the people in the other country, they have more job opportunity. They can improve their living facilities, something like that. China. Most of you mentioned about Chinese government's significant. Yes, in some mention not relative. Actually, you mentioned USA, not related to here, because 一带一路跟 it doesn't actually for Chinese now we don't care about how US country they think about us. 那不是 that is not 意义 that is only comments and complaints. 还有第三 it can be cultural exchange, right? Cultural exchange. Some of you, the mistakes, some of you only mention about the business development or transportation facilities development. Actually, 一带一路 include all aspects, not only business and in transportation, also education, cultural, and all the aspects. Business and transportation, only 2 aspects from total, from the main purpose. 还有第二个科举制和9年义务教育制度的影响。Last time I explained already. Now I'm going to explain one more time. 科举制 if you mention that 它是开辟了 this is the first educational system which is the first one to create the system of choosing the talents to work for the government. And 第二个是教育制度是对科举制的继承和发展。继承就是 it influence about today's education, how it influence. In today's education, you can also see students need to take an examination system. And some people mention it stimulate the people to work hard in order to get a better future. It can be. And some of you also mentioned the disadvantage of it, the negative impact of it, because of the simple form of test. So it restricts people to think individually, which influence today's education, influence people's think, the way of people to think and do the thing. ,9年义务教育制度，9年义务教育制度对当今社会的影响。9年义务教育制度 it is a system in China, not in other country. If you mention about other country, the society in other country, you need to give the evidence. Otherwise, I will consider it as your you think by your own, but not based on the fact. 人们的教育include some of you only mentioned about free of charge. Free of charge. That is only one part of 9年义务教育制度. Do you still remember 4 characteristics of 9年义务教育制度? 4 characteristics. 等一下。Here, you can look at here. 9年义务教育制度的特征 you can answer from here. 强制性 compulsory, which is compulsory 免费 free of charge, and 普及 means well spread. When it well spread, what impact to people? More students, more school age students, they have opportunity to be educated. In the average of educational level of Chinese people increased. 保障了 guarantee, ensure the basic education of the whole country, and provide the talents for higher education. Because 高等教育 is higher education, but 9年义务教育 only 9 years. Provide the talent for higher education and provide the talents for the future development, the society development, economic development of the whole country. 孔子学院设立的目的、意义和影响。Okay, the question, 孔子学院 Student 221, I think you misunderstand it. You wrote the purpose, 意义和影响 of 孔子. But you need to answer Confucius Institute, 孔子学院设立的目的。In your final exam, I hope you can write in this way. Do not write very, very long sentences, but only 2 or 3 keywords there. Just write the keywords here in a short sentence. It will be easier, clearer. As in my class, you can answer in this way: 1, 2, 3, 4. 目的 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 意义影响目的 the purpose. Normally the purpose that you can see. 传播汉语 spread Chinese. 传播中国文化 spread the Chinese culture and provide the Chinese teacher. It's also the 目的 Why? Even we don't have 孔子学院Even we don't have 孔子学院, you can also study Chinese. But why we need to set up Constitution Institute? Why? Because it provides easier way for you to get access to good quality teacher, good quality of learning materials, and provide the convenience for the learners to learn it. provide the convenience for foreigners to learn Chinese. 的目的。意义 is something that in visual, such as the exchange of something. 中国 continue the Chinese culture. Influence other country students by Confucius, the culture of Confucius, and enhance the communication, exchanging of Chinese culture and other countries' culture. 第二是 provide the convenience for people, for country and the economic, cultural, and policy or people's lives in each country, the development of these aspects. 意义 影响 is influence. After setting 孔子学院, what's the phenomena you see? How it influenced the people? How it influenced the students who learn in Confucius Institute and the people around, such as 汉语热, more and more people would like to study Chinese. In some countries, they require students to study Chinese as the second language, some of you mentioned, and provide more opportunity for the Chinese learner. If after you graduate from 孔子学院 and your Chinese is very good, pass HSK 5 or 6, then you will have better opportunity, except working in Thai company, in a Europe company, you can also in Chinese company, right? More job opportunities. So you have the better future than other students because you can speak one more language. And 带动当地经济的发展，带动 promote the economic development where have 孔子学院 because they provide the talents, the people, the student who can speak the language so that they can communicate, can improve the economy there. Especially the economic exchange with China. And the people who graduate from 孔子学院, people who can speak Chinese, they are becoming the bridge of China and other countries to communicate. Okay. 有问题吗? Do you have any questions about it? Or you can ask in the chat box or after class. 好，今天我们有几位同学？今天有2组同学要做 presentation， 你们准备好了吗？第5组同学 Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me allow you to share the screen. Okay, you can try to share the screen.
Okay, shall we start?
Okay, can I ask the student order here? Is it the order that you are going to present?
Yes, the number is on the first page of the presentation.
Okay. Can you, after class, can you send the slides to me and change the order in the slides into anyone who present first and put it to the first one? The same
Okay.
order as you present. Okay.
Okay.
It will convenient for me to give you score. I cannot
Okay.
remember everyone. Okay.
Okay, shall we start?
可以。
Okay. 你好，老师，你好，朋友。First of all, let me introduce our member. 我叫นัสซินีซื่อจิ๋วจิ๋ว我的朋友พิรนัทอิชิชีสรันพรหลิงชีสุนัฐฐาอีand พรพันธ์ซื่อจิ๋ว Today, our group are going to present about the differences of etiquette, table, and dining culture between China and Thailand. Before we present about the differences of etiquette, table, dining culture between two countries, let me tell you about the history of evaluation of food in China and Thailand. Chinese people consider eating as important as the sky. 米以事为天. Chinese aphorisms show that they pay more attention to food. Chinese people are focused on eating food that maintain the body or can be beneficial as a medicine. Moreover, food culture in China can be classified into categories according to the era, cooking technique, economy, ethnicity, and religion. The evaluation of Chinese cuisine in 4 different eras. Okay, next. Let's begin with the Zhou dynasty. From the Zhou dynasty to the Qin dynasty, in this era, people mainly eat grains and vegetables. In addition, they also eat infusion rice, soybeans, and baked beans. Next, in the era of Han dynasty, food culture was booming. Vegetable and fruit are imported from abroad, such as pomegranate, grape, watermelon, cucumber, onion, garlic, spinach, carrot, walnut, and broad bean, as well as initiating certain preparation processes such as frying, and also started to make a tofu until it emerged into many different types of food. During the Eastern Han period, vegetable oil was invented instead of animal oil, but not really popular because it was expensive. Next, during the Song dynasty, Chinese people in the north like to eat sweet, but people in the south prefer to eat salty. At that time, there was no spicy food like mala because chili has not yet been imported into China. During the Southern Song dynasty, many people in the north immigrated to the south, therefore bringing down the northern style of eating as well. Next, later in the Ming dynasty to the Qing dynasty is another era where the culture of eating is very wealthy. Most of the food is inherited from the past. Some of them have been converted into a new type. Food in the north started to use starch as a main ingredient. At the same time, foods such as vegetable and fruit were imported again, such as potato, sweet potato, and meat, products from the livestock production. The variety and the unique taste made Chinese food popular. It spread out across many countries such as Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia. Next, let's talk about history and evaluation in Thai food. Thai food is the national food of Thai people that has been accumulated and transmitted continually since the past until it is a national identity. Thai foods can be regarded as an important national culture of Thailand, while the local food refers to the food that is popular to be eaten locally, which is food that is easily to make based on local vegetable or cooking utensil. There has been a succession of food cooking in the eating method. The origin of Thai food originate with the estimate of Thai people has been in continuous development since the Sukhothai people until now. Next, let's talk about the Sukhothai era. Thai food in the Sukhothai period was based on evidence from the stone inscription and imported literature, namely the Thai Phum Pharuangของพญาลีไทย. The story of the three planes of existence. It mentioned that Thai food in this period, rice is the main food, and they also eat fish and meat. From the stone and inscription has appeared on the word curry, which is the original word from curry pot rice. The vegetable mentioned in the inscription and winter metal and ground. As for dessert, they use local ingredients such as rice porridge and honey. Next, Ayutthaya era. This era was considered as the golden age of Thailand. There were a lot of foreign contracts, both Western and Eastern, from foreign documents. It was found that Thai eat simple food such as fish, soup, and curry. It is expected that oil is used in cooking, but more coconut oil and coconut milk than animal fat oil. Thai people at this period has to preserve foods by sun drying or salt curing. There are dipping dishes such as chili shrimp paste, and during this time, people prefer to consume aquatic animal more than land animal, especially large animals that are not popular to be purchased for food, for example, beef. It is said that for making curry, they use a strong spices. It is expected to be used in cooking to eliminate the fishing smell of fish. Evidence from the record from the foreign pesto show that the foods from different nations began to influence more and more in this period, such as Japan, Portugal, Spanish, Persian, and French. During the late Ayutthaya period, Chinese cuisine looked an important role because Thailand broke the relationship with the Western country. Therefore, it can be said that Thai food in the Ayutthaya period get culture from foreign food through diplomatic and trade ties with the various countries. Next, Thonburi era. From the evidence that appear in the cookbook, this is second Thai cooking books from Than Phim Plien Phasakon Wong. It shows that contrarily of Thai food culture from the Sukhothai period to Ayutthaya period, same as the Kung Thonburi period, and still believe that Thai food in this era would inherit the Ratanakosin period through the relative society. Thai food in the Kung Thonburi period is similar to Ayutthaya period, but more special in the Chinese national food that took part in Ratanakosin period. Next, first Ratanakosin era. Thai food in this period is similar to the Thonburi period, but there is one more type of Thai food. Besides the main course and dessert, there are also more snacks. During this period, Thai food has been increasingly influenced by the food culture of China and finally modified into Thai food from the Gomaluang Narinthorn Tevi memory letter. It's mentioned about the food set of the monk. In one set, there was a vegetable, chili paste, dry fish, fried bamboo shoot. There were dishes that were prepared with Islamic spices. In this era, Chinese food was not popular because they used pork as an ingredient. Actually, at this time, pork was not a popular meat for Thai people to use as an ingredient, but was popular for Chinese people. And the last era, the second Ratanakosin era until present. Since the reign of King Rama IV, Thailand had developed a lot of the first printing house was set up in Thailand. So Thai food recipe began to record more, especially during the reign of Rama V, seen as the chapter of the royal writing, Stone Far from Home, the chronicle of his visitation. There are also various records telling inheritance through relative and other official records that reflect the nature of Thai food with a wide variety of side dishes, a la carte, snack, dessert, and international dishes. Next, let's give a turn to Fern to talk about the characteristics of Chinese and Thai cuisine.
Thank you, Nassimi. I will present about characteristics of Chinese and Thai cuisine. For Chinese cuisine is a food that is made up of Chinese culture. There are various types according to each locality, but in general, Chinese people eat mainly vegetable and grains. China is a vast country of a wide variety of geography and agricultural crops, so there are different local foods. Moreover, they have a different culture of eating and food type as well. As mentioned, each region has different culture as and food type. It was originally divided into 4 major groups during the early Qing dynasty, which are Shandong cuisine, Sichuan cuisine, Jiangsu cuisine, and Cantonese cuisine. But by the end of the Qing dynasty, other food groups became famous, including the Zhejiang cuisine, Hokkien cuisine, Hunan cuisine, and Anhui cuisine. So currently, there are 8 types of Chinese cuisine. And next, these are 8 types of Chinese cuisine, which are Lu Shai, Xuan Shai, Jiangsu Shai, Yue Shai, Zhe Shai, Min Shai, Xiang Shai, and Hui Shai. And for the first one is Lu Shai or Shandong cuisine. Shandong cuisine is representative of northern cuisine located in the Beijing region. It had a long history since the end of the Shang dynasty. Its highlight of the Shandong cuisine is the hidden medicinal properties and often use salt to make the taste salty. In addition, spring onion, ginger, and garlic are added to enhance the aroma. And next, this is the famous Shandong cuisine. For the first one is Tang Shu Li Yu, or in Thai we call Pad Piao Wan Pa Li Hu, and Tang Xin Yan Wo, or in Thai we call Sup Sai Lang Nok. And next, this is the famous menu that Thai people know well is Oi Jing Khao Ya, or in Thai we call Pet Pak King, and Mongolia hot pot. And next, Xuan Shai or Sichuan cuisine. Sichuan cuisine is a large group of dishes in the southwest of Sichuan province. It started during the Qing and Western Han dynasty. It had a strong flavor with seasoning and adds a lot of oil, and usually makes the aroma of fish and had a spicy and sour taste. And next, this is the well-known and famous Sichuan cuisine is Ma Po Tofu, or in Thai we call Tau Hu Pat Pik Sichuan, and Gong Pao Ji Ting, in Thai we call Gai Pat Tua Li Song. And next, Su Shai or Jiangsu cuisine. Jiangsu province is located in the east of China, and Jiangsu cuisine is originated in the Jiangsu regions, and this area is quite fertile. The ingredients for cooking are diverse, especially seafood. The taste focus on sweet. And next, it is the famous Jiangsu cuisine. First one is Xinzheng Xu Yu, or Pa Fu Nenซีอิ๊ว, and Nanjing Pan Ya, or Pet Han Nanjing. And next, Yue Shai or Cantonese or Guangdong cuisine. Cantonese food originates in Guangdong, Guangxi, or Hainan province. It's used a variety of seasonal ingredients and seasoning emphasize the shape, flavor, aroma, and color. Some type of food similar to Chinese food in Thai and being the most popular style internationally. And next, this is a well-known dish called Tian Xin or Dim Sum. And next, the famous dish include Khao Lu Ju or Mu Han, Jia Lu Ge or Nok Pilap Tod, and Cha Chow is the origin of this roast pork in Thailand, or Thailand we call Mu Dang. And next, Zhe Shai or Zhejiang cuisine. Zhejiang cuisine born in the Zhejiang province using fresh ingredients, especially seafood. It will have little seasoning to retain the original flavor of the ingredients and might have a strong flavor in some ingredients. Next, the famous Zhejiang dishes are Xi Hu Shu Yu or Pa Piao Si Hu, and Long Jing Xia Ren or Gong Pat Cha Long Jing, and Dong Po Ro or Mu Palo. And next, Min Shai or Fujian or Hokkien cuisine. Hokkien food originates in Fuzhou because the north of Fuzhou is a mountain and southern near the sea. Therefore, there are many forest ingredients such as mushroom, bamboo shoots, and seafood. It's unique in the use of both often use rice obtained from red tofu and has their traditional soup. The taste of Hokkien cuisine is sweet, sour, and salty. And next, this is the famous Hokkien dishes are Phu Tiao Xiang or พระกระโดดกำแพง And next, Chiang Chai or Hunan cuisine. Hunan cuisine originates in Hunan province. Use quite a variety of ingredients and most of them taste spicy, salty, and have a lot of oil. And next, this is an example of well-known Hunan dishes is หงเหวยยูชื่อ or หูฉลามตุ๋นน้ำแดง and หม่าล่าจือจี or ไก่ผัดเผ็ด And the last one is Hui Chai or An Hui cuisine. This is a Chinese food that is unique in color, emphasize the honest and mellow taste of ingredients and both aquatic animals. And next, the famous food is หงเชากัวจีหลี or แมวป่าผัดน้ำแดง and หัวถุยตุ้นเจียหยู or สภาพตุ๋นแฮม and cooking An Hui cuisine mainly using the method of boiling, stewing, and steaming. And next, I will present about Thai cuisine from 4 regions. For Thailand cuisine, each Thai region cuisine is unique and vary according to the terrain, climate, and food sources of each region. Next, there are 4 regions in Thailand which are northern regions, central regions, northeast region, and southern regions. And for the first one is northern cuisine. In the past, northern Thailand was part of the Lana kingdom before. People from different land immigrant to settle in this land. So that's why northern people get a variety of culture from different people into daily life, including food as well. The weather also a big part of what distinguishes northern food from other regions. That is the cold water is the reason that most northern food are a lot of fat. Food of northern contains sticky rice as a simple food. And next, there are different types of chili sauce for cooking, or in Thai we call nam prik, such as nam prik ong, as you can see in the pictures. And next, also has many kinds of curry too. In Thai, we call gang, such as gang ho and gang khair, as you can see in the picture too. And next, the famous dish is nam prik num with cap mu and northern sausage. In Thai, we call sai ua. And next, khao soy and khanomจีน้ำเงี้ยว. And next, I will talk about Central cuisine. Central cuisine has a variety of flavor because there is plain terrain and most of them are low mountain. There are many river flooding, including the Chao Phraya River, Thajin River, and Mekong River. So it is the most flooded sector too. There is a use of coconut milk and curry. Distinctive feature of Central food, there will be full flavor with a sour, sweet, salty, spicy, and referred to decorate beautiful dish due to the adoption and adjustment of culture from others such as China, India, Western. And next, this is the famous that popular all around the world is Pad Thai and Tom Yam Goong. And next, Northern cuisine or Isan cuisine. The geography of the northern or Isan, northeast or Isan region affect the eating of the local people because some areas are dry and the ingredients used for cooking that can be found naturally. Most of the flavor have spicy from fresh chili and dry chili. The salted from pala and salt from tamarind and olive. Isan people mainly eat sticky rice. And next, what makes us know Isan food very well is pala. Isan people usually use pala for cooking. There is abundance of fish such as somtam pupala, as you can see in the picture. And nowadays, both methods of making and taste have been developed until they can be shipped abroad. Next, this is the famous of Isan region is papaya salad and chicken, or in Thai we call somtam and gai yang. And next, spicy soup and Isan sausage, or in Thai we call tom sap and sai gok Isan. And next, this is the last one is Southern cuisine. Southern food has been influenced by India with a blend of traditional Thai cuisine with Indian cuisine, as is brought up in the past maritime hubs in India, China, and Shua. So it's made culture of foreigner, especially South India, which is the origin of the spicy in cooking has greatly influenced to cuisine of the South. Therefore, food is more spicy than the other regions. And the geography is near the sea on both sides. So that's why the South has abundance of seafood, and South people prefer to use seafood for cooking. And next, if talking about Southern food, we must think about straw and shrimp paste, or in Thai we call kapi. And next, Southern food that is very famous is stir-fried shrimp with straw, or in Thai we call gung pat straw. And next, chicken biryani, or in Thai we call khao mok gai. And the last one is tai pa kari, or in Thai we call keng tai pa. So, and next, I will take it away to Piranat to present about seating order.
Thank you, Fern. The seating arrangement is probably the most important part of Chinese dining etiquette. So next. Many restaurants in China offer private dining room with the large round table and spinning resi susan. So next. As you can see, this is a picture of both of them. And so seating arrangement in China always follow the rule that the seat on the left side and east side are for the honored guests. The closer to the main guest, the more superior the seat is. The guest of honor always sits across and farthest away from the entrance, also back facing the doors. And if these 10 are the same, the seat on the left side is more superior to the right one. The most important thing is the host should arrive at the banquet hall in advance. And if you are a guest, you should follow the host arrangement and take a seat with no complaint. And it is normal for the least important person at the banquet to sit closer to the entrance for the room. He or she will be the one who directing and communicating with the servers. And next, where to sit. Informal blankets. Today, being seated far across from the door is a sign of honors. The most notable guests will be seated near the guest of honor positions, and other guests is nearest the doors. And in a grand banquet of many people, of many tables, the table of honor is the one farthest from the entrance, or facing it in the event of no clear main entrance. And the table on the left hand side will be seated in order of importance, second, fourth, sixth, and so on. And those on the right side are third, fifth, and seventh. Guests are seated according to their status and degree of relationship to the master of the blankets. And next, I will talk about dining etiquette for sitting in Thailand. In Thailand, the most honored position is at the middle of the tables, with the second most important person sits next. This means that the host will sit at the middle of the table on one side, and the honored guest will sit in the opposite way. So it is easy for them to talk. And another thing is the honored guest must be seated on the one side of the table that is farthest from the doors, the same as Chinese dining etiquette. And next, the interesting sitting order in Thailand. If you are dining alone at the restaurant and when the restaurant is busy, it is common for the staff to ask you to sit with another group. When you are asked by the staff, don't be alarmed. It is a perfectly normal thing in Thailand to join with the people you don't know before, because Thai people are extremely friendly and welcoming, and especially when they see you eating and enjoy their local food. The second thing is, if you are dining in the countryside, you could find yourself sitting on the mat on the floor like in the pictures. In this situation, it's important to make sure that you don't point your feet at anyone, because showing someone your feet is considered extremely rude in Thailand. And then after we see it, so it's time to order food. So next I will talk about how to order food in China and Thailand. So let's start with the how to order dishes in China. Typically, China, the host will be the one who order and pay for everyone, which is why usually only one book menu will given out by the servers. But sometimes, if the host wants to please guests, they will order a few dishes and the rest will be chosen by the guests. And if the host give us a food choice, try to see what other people orders and make sure that you didn't order the similar menus. So next, according to Chinese cultures, it is popular to drink tea before you start eating in order to adjust your stomach, to be ready for receiving food, and always finish meal with dessert. In China, each meal should include soup, rice, vegetable, and followed by the main course, which should also order fish. The fish dish is the most suggested food for every meal in China. You guys might wonder why, right? Because it is considered as a good luck. The word fish in China is yu, which had a similar sound to nian nian yao yu, a Chinese famous blessing phrase which means may you have an abundant and surpass every years. Another thing for ordering food in China is you should be order food to have an even number as 2, 4, 6, or 8 dish per meal. Because Chinese people believe that if your order is an odd number, it is considered as a funeral meal. So next. So what about in Thailand? In Thailand, we usually just order what we want to eat. Actually, we don't have any rules or belief when we order, but except for fish dish, it is influenced by the Chinese belief about eating fish, but it changed a little bit. Eating fish for Chinese people means good luck, but in Thailand, there is a belief that the more you eat fish, the smarter you are. And the last thing that is similar to Chinese people is Thai people always finish the meal with dessert and food. So next, I will hand you over to Tengkwa, who will present about the table manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanat. Now I will talk about Chinese and Thai table manners. First, I will start with eating etiquette in China. As Priyanat has mentioned before, at a standard Chinese banquet, tea will be served first, and next, the cold dish, such as cucumber salad, and the hot dish, next, followed by the main dish and dim sum, and end the meal with dessert and fruit. Next are some important tips for the table manners in China. 1. Typically, you should wait for the elder to start eating first. Don't be in a hurry to open the floor to be the first. And don't grab a lot of food to give a chance to others to have it as well. 2. Be careful when pouring tea. Take the teapot with your right hand and then place your left hand on the lid. Say thank you to someone who is pouring tea for you, or you can take your index and middle finger, bend them, and tap it on the table to show gratitude. It started from ancient time. There was an emperor who wanted to look around his people in the village. without letting anyone know that he is the emperor. So he dressed himself and his soldier to be like normal people. When reaching the tea shop, the emperor and his soldier were sitting and drinking tea together. The emperor poured tea to the soldier glass. When the soldier saw the emperor do that, he hurried, got up from the table and bowed to the ground. The emperor quickly told the soldier to stand up and sit down as normal. If they do this, it will tell everyone and let everyone know who they are. The emperor said, so just like this, if I pour tea for you, you can knock the table 3 times with your fingertip. The tip of your finger is your head, meaning you have bowed to me. Knocking the table with your fingertip is mean thank you. After that, the Chinese people keep follow this culture until this day. 3. Be grateful and polite when taking food with chopstick. For example, don't insert chopstick in the bowl with rice as it indicates worship and gesture. Don't point someone with chopstick or play with chopstick. Don't lick the top of the chopstick. And don't cross the chopstick on the table. In addition, when the chopstick fell on the table, it's not only disturbing others, but it seems to have no manners. 4. Don't make much noise when eating or drinking soup. And 5. Do not flip over the fish. In China, to flip over a whole fish is considered as bad luck. To turn over a fish is considered similar to turning over a fishing boat, a very bad thing indeed, which could bring misfortune or disaster to one family. So, using your chopstick, grab the backbone and lift it up. Next, drinking etiquette in China. Did you know drinking is a serious business in China? In fact, the Chinese drinking culture in China is such an essential part of cultivating guanxi and forging successful business deals that is practically considered as part of the job. As far back as the West Zhou dynasty, China has established a complete drinking etiquette, which advocates people to drink wine at the right time, be moderate in drinking, and comply with the etiquette. It's common to propose a toast at a banquet in China. And next, here are some guides to the norm and rule of Chinese drinking culture. 1. When clinking glasses, the junior people should always hold a glass lower than those of senior. Does not only apply to business situation, but also to family dinner. For example, son will hold his glass lower than father. 2. To propose a toast, it is polite for you to stand up and hold the glass with your 2 hands. And next. 3. It is considered extremely rude to refuse a drink after someone toasts you. The amount you drink after someone toasts you is tied to the amount of respect you are showing them. And 4, if you want to offer a toast to people in attendance one by one, make sure you know the order according to the age and status. Next, paying the bill. Refusing your host to pay for a meal is extremely rude. It implies that they cannot afford to pay. However, you should still argue at least 2 or 3 times for the opportunity to pay. And thanks there many times after everyone has agreed, they will take the bill. Next, tipping. Tipping is not customary in China. Leaving gratuity can sometimes cause confusion or embarrassment. In restaurant, a service charge of around 10% may already be added to the bill. If you really feel the need to reciprocate, you can do so at a later time by bringing a nice gift for next time you see your host. And now, let's watch a Chinese dining etiquette discussion video that we have prepared for you.
Now, if you are doing business in China or if you're doing business with Chinese, dinner is a very, very important part because Chinese, we do business over dinners, not necessarily in the boardroom. Now, when it comes to eating and dining with the Chinese, there are a lot of do's and don'ts. Today, I'm going to share with you just a few of them. Now, the first thing you got to know, when you eat dinner with the Chinese, we always want to serve others first. So it depends on the ranking amount of table or the seniority of the older. We always respect the elderly first, right? People who are more senior. So we would let them eat first. So when the food is here, you don't just jump into it. I want this, I want that. No, usually the senior first, or you actually serve them first. You actually serve them first. You grab the food, you will serve them first. Another thing that you don't want to do, let's say, imagine you're sitting in one of those big round table where they have a little spinner in the middle. You don't want to, let's say you like that dish, you don't just stand up and go all the way there and try to grab the food, kind of like cross the table. That's very, very impolite. You would wait till everybody finishes, and then it's your turn. Then you would grab what you want to eat. Even though, let's say you love beef and you have a beef broccoli in front of you, you don't eat first, you serve and you just turn, you spin and let everybody eat first, and then until it's your turn. So that shows that you are polite. So make sure when you're eating with other people, serve first. I know you're hungry, I know you want to jump into the food, but it's better just to delay than make sure. And it shows that you're an educated person. It shows that you're polite, you understand the culture and the Chinese etiquette. Now, Vic, what about in terms of other things?
Okay, so the other thing that you want to know about is the art of tea pouring and tea receiving tea pouring.
Yes.
So let's say if I was to serve dinner.
Now, sometimes you see this a lot and you wonder what is the Chinese doing when someone's pouring tea to them and they're like kind of hitting the table or like this. Like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that, oh, give me more, give me more. It doesn't mean that. Now, what does it actually mean?
Yeah, so there's so many stories in regards to the source of where this gesture come from. So I'm going to share one with you. So the one that I've been told was that way back when, one of the dynasties, the emperor, one of the many emperors, wanted to go out into the village and live like a commoner. So of course, his advisors and his army, we can't have that. We can't have you unprotected, just be out in the village, right? Because he had wanted to live like a commoner. So that means he can't have an entourage following him around. So he was very persistent. So then what happened was he got all the clothes to go out, and he even got a job working at a restaurant. So he's serving now other people, right? So now his people, his army and his advisors, they want to stay close to him and protect him. So what ended up happening is they pretended to be the customers sometimes, right? So now the emperor is now pouring tea to them, and they're very embarrassed, right? Because the emperor's like, don't expose my identity, otherwise I'll get mad.
Because back then, when emperor does something or says something, you always like kneel and bow, right?
So the tradition is you're supposed to be lower than the emperor. You can't be taller or even just be receiving his gesture.
Yes.
It's a big deal, right?
Yes.
So then they cannot bow because it would expose them. So they created this miniature bowing, this gesture of thank you.
Just thank you.
When the emperor would pour them tea. So that's one of the many stories that's floating around.
So when you know someone pours your tea, you want to do something like this, but ideally something like that. And this is basically as a thank you. Yes.
Sorry guys, I'm gonna use the washroom.
Whoa.
Okay, so Klaus, so in Chinese tradition, we typically want to avoid putting our chopsticks into
Like that.
our rice salad.
Yeah, like that.
And the reason why that is when our ancestors or somebody in our family or somebody close passes away, we pay them respect by burning incense. And
you see those 3 incense sometimes.
Typically three sticks of incense, and we would bow, and then we would place that into the rice. So it's more for those who have passed away. So when we're eating at a dinner table, you don't want to do anything that resembles that kind of a look.
So what you want to do, if you want to say, you can either put it on the side like that, just right next to your rice, and then that's okay, right? That's simple.
Yeah. And let me share another chopstick etiquette with you as well. So you see this little chopstick holder. So many nice restaurants will have that holder. So in addition to putting your chopsticks on your bowl like this, you can also put it on your chopstick holder. and the
Right
top.
there.
Now, with this pair, you can see it's different color from all the ones that we're using. We're using these black ones.
Yeah.
Okay. The one that I'm holding here with the special holder, these ones are brown, right? So these are communal chopsticks because when we eat with our own chopsticks, we put it in our mouth. So it gets contaminated with our own saliva. And such.
Yes.
So if we want to reach more for more food, we're not mixing all of our salivas together. And we really don't want to be.
That is gross.
Yeah, it's a sharing.
I love my family, but not that much.
That's
right.
So then you will see these chopsticks,
Yeah.
right? If it's not on a placeholder like this, you might see it resting just on one of the dishes here,
Yes.
right? And usually it's more obvious because they will look different from the
All
ones-
different color.
right,
Yeah.
from the ones that you're using.
Mm.
Mhm.
And sometimes I see sometimes people forget they're grabbing the food and they start using that and use it as their own
And that
chopstick.
happens
That's
a lot, and they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
that's a big no-no. And then they get a new one, right?
Yes.
But so basically you use this, you grab the food, you put it on your bowl, on your plate, and then you put it back, and then you eat with your chopstick. So it's just like an extra layer of work, right?
Yes.
But again, it's part of the Chinese etiquette. Very, very important, right? So, and then your chopstick, make sure, don't. And also, Chinese is interesting sometimes. In Japanese, I think it's a little bit different. In Japanese, they eat the rice. It's more like, is it like bits and pieces? Because in Chinese, we would do sometimes like that, right?
If they're in a rush, like a typical salaryman in Japan, if they're in a rush, they might be doing that really quickly.
yeah.
But a lot of time it'd be like here and then doing the bits by piece. Yeah.
Yeah, bits and pieces, right? Yeah. And in Chinese etiquette, it's also interesting. You can see there's a chicken here. Now, this type of chicken you can see in pieces. Sometimes they have the whole chicken cut in pieces with the chicken head. Now, in Chinese culture, when you have the chicken head, you don't, if you especially you don't want to point the chicken head to certain people. You point it maybe in the middle, but you want to point it to somebody. Because in a company or in an organization, when the chicken head points to somebody, means they're getting fired. It just means they're getting fired. So good that we don't have chicken head here,
That's
right?
right.
Jason's getting fired.
Don't want to get fired.
Don't get fired. And so it's not a good thing to do. So make sure either get rid of the chicken head, but some people do like to eat the chicken head. But just don't point it to somebody. It's very, very impolite. So those are some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to eating and dining with the Chinese. Now, maybe share with us what are some of the other do's and don'ts that you know. Comment below. If this is the first time you're watching our channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button and click on the bell, turn on notification. If you want to watch our other
Next, I will move to eating etiquette in Thailand. The use of a common or serving spoon. A serving spoon is very important. We should have a serving spoon in every common dish. This is not only for the benefit of cleanliness, but also to protect everyone from getting an infection if a sick person has to be joining in the same meal. Next, Thai eating manners. 1. In some family, the dining table is a round one, with a rotating tray as an inner part for placing 5 to 6 dishes. Be aware that someone may be in the act of spooning out something while you are turning the tray. 2. Nobody wants to see the shape or color of food in your mouth, especially when it is being mixed with saliva. So do not open your mouth while you are chewing or eating food. 3. Not talking or making noise while chewing food. For Thai people, talking while chewing food in the mouth is rude and impolite, as well as soup. It should not be eaten loudly. We may have heard that in some culture, sipping the soup loudly indicates deliciousness. But for the Thai tradition, on the dining table, doing such a thing is impolite and considered as unclean. And 4, after eating, put your fork and spoon together. But before this, use them together what remain on your plate and leave it at the middle of your plate. If most people have finished eating, do not making other people have to wait a long while, especially when you are at a formal party. However, Thailand doesn't have a strict rule for table manners. As long as you didn't do anything unclean, it can be considered as good manner table. Next, drinking manners. While you're drinking, your eyes should be looking down on your glass instead of looking around the dining room, and avoid staring at someone's face while drinking. For a lady, shake often and clean off any lipstick mark on your glass. And now let's watch a Thai etiquette discussion video that we have prepared for you.
Is going to go on my plate. I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm going to take the rice, put it on the top. The broth is probably something I need to pour over all of it. And that's how you eat Thai food. Hi everyone, this is Hong Taini, chef and owner of Ngam. We located in the East Village of New York City. Today I'm going to show you the correct traditional way of how to eat Thai food. I think Thai food kind of reminds me of Chinese food, but not.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think there's a proper etiquette for eating Thai food.
I had Thai food actually once. I don't think they eat it with hands. Where I'm from, which is Chiang Mai, which is in the north, we eat a lot with our hands, with sticky rice. Every street corner in Thailand, you will see a food cart that serves green papaya salad, grilled chicken, and sticky rice. So I think I will attack it with the knife since it's a little bit sticky rice.
I don't know.
I think I'm just going to use my chopsticks. Please don't break my heart and don't eat rice with your chopstick. We don't eat our rice with chopstick. We only eat chopstick with a dish called kway teow, which is the noodle dish in the broth. First of all, you're going to start with your right clean hand. You grab tiny bit, and then you roll from your fingers onto the palm. Maybe meditate a little bit. You can dip your sticky rice in the sauce like this, or kind of dip it and eat. Roll from your fingers onto your palm. Yep. Yeah. Perfect. No, one hand. Okay, right. Roll from the finger to the palm. Perfect. Awesome. Grab the chicken. Awesome. You're very good. And then dip in the sauce. How's that? You're the pro. In central Thailand, we eat rice and other curry and vegetable and other protein dishes with fork and spoon. So what I do is I use a spoon to grab the rice, fork in my left hand, spoon on my right hand. When I have my rice onto the plate, I flat it out a little bit so that it will be easier for me to put all the food on top of the rice. I grab curry with a sharing spoon onto my rice. And if I like it spicier, I just put more of the chili onto the rice on the top. And then use my fork to put the rice onto the spoon.
Looks good. Obviously, I'm going to eat this with a spoon. Here we go.
So we don't really use the spoon directly to our mouth. Always use the sharing spoon, right? And we never, ever scoop the rice onto the spoon and dip it on there. Never. Push the food with the fork onto the spoon. Perfect. You're doing very good. Typically, we don't like to have rice on the top of the tip of the fork like that. Oh, I see. Hold it the right way. Fork and spoon. Okay. Yes. This way. Scoop onto the spoon. Eventually, it's going to go to the mouth. Yes. Yes. Right. Yeah. And then eat. Yes. Like that. Dry. And it's getting dry into your throat, right? That's why we have soup along the side. Mm-hmm. Spoon to the spoon, and then you can have it.
So that's the idea.
That's the idea. No slurping.
I couldn't help it.
No worries.
Next, I will talk about manners in conversation. Although both Chinese and Thai have different eating culture and table manners. But one thing that we have in common is manners in conversation. First, you should not speak about something dirty or draw up a vision that is not pretty, such as talk about a worm in garbage or someone being sick or throwing up. 2. You should also train yourself and your children not to have to visit the restroom directly before or after eating. 3. To sneeze. Turn your face away from the table and cover your mouth with the napkin or with your hands. After that, say excuse me. And 4, when other people are speaking, do not break in. Do not disturb or argue strongly with anyone at the dining table. If one or both of you get upset and leave the table, it is bad for both physically and mentally. It also worries people who are sharing the same meal. And next, Jane will talk about the Chinese and Thai dining taboo.
For dining taboo in Chinese, China is one of those favorite countries where people are particular about dining etiquettes and taboos. Traditionally speaking, there are many taboos at Chinese tables, but these days not many people pay attention. However, there are a few things you should keep in mind, especially if you are having a dinner in your Chinese friend home. The first one, chopsticks should not be left standing straight up in a bowl of rice. This act is said to bring bad luck to the restaurant owner, as the chopstick in rice look similar to incense placed in urn at temples when meals are offered to ancestors. If you stick your chopstick in the rice bowl, it looks like this shines and is equivalent to wishing death upon the person at the table. Second, you should know that finishing everything on your plate is not a good thing in China. If you eat out of your meal, the Chinese will assume you did not receive enough food or you are still hungry. Don't lose your temper. You can be firm as long as you remain polite. But to lose one's temper is an absolute loss of faith. 3. Make sure the spout of the teapot is not facing anyone. It is impolite to set the teapot down where the spout is facing towards somebody. The spout should always be direct to where nobody is sitting, usually just outward from the table. 4. When eating, never point a knife or fork directly at someone, as this is a hostile signal and can cause the other party to have an accident. 5. Young children should not eat chicken feet, as it is believed they might not be able to write well when they start school. They may also be prone to get in fights like rooster. 6. Don't tap on your bowl with your chopstick. Becca taps on their bowl, so this is not polite. Also in a restaurant, if the food is coming too slow, people will tap on bowls. If you are in someone's home, is it like insulting the cook? 7. Do not hang the cooking wok upside down or reverse. This signifies there is nothing to cook and indicate the opposite of a burden. The same applies to cooking pots. So the Western style of hanging their pots and pans suspended above the kitchen's table is something the Chinese frown upon. For the Thai dining taboo, the first one, do not flip the fish when you eat. In the past, they believed that if you flip the fish when you take a boat, it will crash. Actually, this is just for teaching children because it's a bad manner. These days, some families still use it. And second, do not let the spoon hit each other when eating. They believe when you eat and the spoon hit each other means someone will bring bad news to you. This is indirectly prohibited to children. When eating, do not scoop the dish at the same time because it would hit a loud sound and it's a bad eating manners. And 3. Do not sing a song when cooking. In the old days, they believed that if we sing a song while cooking, we will get an old husband. And in that time, female cooks didn't sing while they cook because they were afraid of getting old husband. In fact, singing can cause distractions in cooking, causing you cut to your finger, or the saliva may spill onto the food that is being cooked. And 4. If lying and eating in the next life, you will be a snake. Is it the word from adults who tell the children that they should not eat and lie at the same time? If they don't obey in the next life, they will be a serpent. Because when snake eat prey, it will eat in a lying position. It's just a trick that adults who want to treat children to sit and eat politely. And if the children eat and lie at the same time, they might be able to choke. Adults use the natures of snake to make children fierce. And the last one is do not eat dogs with non-family members. They believe if eating duck together, we will fight because duck is frightened animal. It make a noise all night, all day. So lastly, China influenced the culture in many countries in Southeast Asia. As you can see, some Thai eating etiquette and Thai dining taboos are similar to Chinese. Thank you.
谢谢，谢谢你们。
Finish?
Yes.
Yes.
Do not eat duck with non-family member. Is that is it true? Yeah.
Some family love food.
Okay, I see. Actually, 我没有问题. I have no questions. 因为我觉得 quite okay. Actually, your presentation is quite okay, but 好像最后一部分 there are how many people are there in your group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 students. 是不是太多了？算24 5 students. Okay. I think the first student, second, third, and fourth students should present better than the last one. 因为 your content is quite short. It didn't show too much. So, but the whole presentation is quite good. 比较好. I have no question. 没问题. What about other students? Do you have any questions? 有问题吗？其他同学？
没有。
没有. Okay, let's take a short time break. We'll see you at 10:30. After 10 minutes, we'll continue the last presentation. See you.
谢谢老师。
大家好，我叫卓丽珠221爷。
我叫 Give 220。
今天我们要说 about socio-economic difference of Thai and China. Thailand and China economic relation. China is Thailand's major trade and investment partner and the largest source of tourist arrival. There are numerous official cooperation projects, some through Asian GMS platform. How cooperation with China can contribute to Thailand 4.0. How? Trade, investment, tourism, and economic growth. Industrial upgrading and technology transfer enhance connectivity. For example, as everyone knows, Chinese people almost towering in Thailand, right? Because Chinese people is have many things interest about Thailand, and they are really good about the trade, investment, tourism, as I say. Thailand 4.0 target industry is 10 industry new engine of growth. First scale is the old industrial. 1. Next generation automotive. 2. Smart electronics. 3. Entering medical and wellness tourism. 4. Agriculture and biotechnology. 5. Food for the future. Next, new S-curve. Industrial in the future, like that is not come yet. 1. Robotics. 2. Aviation and logistics. 3. Biofuel and petrochemicals. 4. Digital industry. And 5. Medical hub.
The next one that I'm gonna talking about is briefly socio-economic in Thailand. Global competitiveness of ranking of Thailand is number 29. Annual GDP since 2018 is $504 million. Export GDP since 2019 is 50.09%. Import GDP since 2019 is 49.15%. Innovation ranking in Thailand is in 44 among the 131 economy featured in Global Innovation Index or GII 2020. Thailand has produced more innovation output relative to level of innovation investment. Thailand performs best in market sophisticated and weak in human capital and research. Unemployment rate in Thailand is 0.8%. Thailand has low unemployment rate because of low birth rate, low of social insurance, and informal sector of workforce. Another one is briefly socio-economic in China. Global competitiveness ranking is 12. Annual GDP in 2018 is $13 trillion. Export GDP in 2019 is 17.43%. Import GDP since 2019 is 14.48%. Innovation ranking is in the 14 among the 131 economic feature in GII 2020. China performed better output in among the upper middle income group economic. China performed best in knowledge and technology output and weak in performance in the institute. Unemployment rate of China is 3.26%. Unemployment rate in China is high because of rapid reputation growth, negative legacy of policy which designed for high employment in planned economy era, and lack of major absorber of labor. The mutual investment is the main component of Sino-Thai bilateral economic relation. China official data show that there are 4,015 investment projects which proposed by Thai company to invest with China, around $9.8 billion. Thai investment in China only small and medium scale projects compared with other countries in ASEAN. Area of investment are agribusiness, agro-industry, hydroelectric and coal. Thai food export to China amounted to 151 billion baht in 2019 and rise to 34% from the previous year, making up 14.7% of total food export. The early harvest program of China and ASEAN cover agriculture and goods. Thailand and China has agreed the tariff reduction on anthracite and coal called earlier harvest agreement. Thailand and China has including with 23 group of friendly cities and provincial capitals such as Beijing with Bangkok, Yantai City with Phuket, Shanghai with Chiang Mai, and Beihai with Hat Yai, and so on. That's all for today. Thank you, ka.
What's your title? One more time.
It's socio-economic between Thai and China.
Socio-economic. Please, can you open your slides again? From first page, thank you. Can you explain what is social economic?
Socio-economic is like portraying or anything about the economic between Thai and China. It's like for example, in China, it's like already grow up more than Thailand. For example, in China, in Chinese about Chinese people when want to buy or in a house, if already go one time, they can like scan the face. No need to do it again or need to pay for the another employee like a middle person. So, but in Thailand, need to pay for the middle person for being the owner to pay rent or the land or area or anything. But China just scan the freight and no need to pay anything more. So it like go up more than Thai so much.
Okay, so what do you think can be included? What's the content can include in social economic? What aspects can include in social economic?
What do you mean about the include about?
It can be include about employment and income of the of each country.
Okay.
And the level of education that I didn't mention.
Okay. Actually, please go to next page. Thank you. And next page. Next. And next. Oh, okay, here. So are there the contents of Thailand 4.0? 5 aspects of Thailand 4.0, right?
Yeah.
If I were you, I will explain them separately. If I were you, I will explain, I will separate them into subtitle and compare again.
I find from the like Google and it has that already here. So if you want me to explain more, I can do it by myself about my opinion because about what the subtitle that you need it not have in the Google. I finding about already 20 website but not find it in Thai website and English website. So if you want me about my opinion, I can.
No. Wait. So you want to compare Thailand 4.0 with what kind of things in China? You want to compare Thailand 4.0 with what in China? Economic development or technology development or you just want to introduce Thailand 4.0 but without compare any aspects of China?
I already mentioned in the last about the second or anything. You want me to discuss more?
Yes, you can take 1 or 2 minutes to expand again. Target industry. target industry here. Okay. You compare with China.
So about Thailand target industry, first S-curve, one, next generation, automotive, and smart electronic. So in the past, we have that already smart electronic, and about that already not robotic come yet, but new S-curve is gonna have robotic. So if you want to go or any place, you as you can see, we're gonna have like a scan your face for know the temperature, how the temperature and everything is almost scanned by finger, scanned by face, and many things about now increase about the trading, investment, and about the bidding if you want to lend or buy. So nowadays, I think, in my opinion, China already go up as everyone can see very much. And about the food for the future, also Chinese people increase day by day, many much more than Thailand. So if you want to compare about food, Thailand and China is quite different so much because Thai people always eat like everyday food like same day. For I find from the research, people always eat like a กะเพราหมูกระเทียม eating with the hard name, but Chinese people increasing every day by day about the food. So I think almost everything Chinese people already go up more than Thailand.
Okay, what's the difference between first S curve and new S curve? What developed?
It developed about the first S curve is about the old industry, and the new S curve is about industry in the future, like the present or future that is gonna come soon, or but now they already come. First S curve that in the past we like I discussed 5, so it has like a new generation automotive, smart electronic, like the phone that come in the old industrial. So that's why it's like a new S curve is better than first S curve.
Okay, in this way, actually, you can explain also in Chinese industry from the past and now, and then you compare the speed, how they develop, how many years they take to develop, and how well did Thailand and Chinese develop the industry in different area, in different aspects. Okay, please go to next page. Thank you. Brief Thailand. 50 point export GDP, import GDP. Oh, okay. Please go to next page. Where did you get this information?
I searched in the Google and it shows the ranking in the worldwide country. It's like a statistic.
Okay, export GDP, import GDP, 17.43%, 14.48% of what?
It's a.
What about the rest percent?
I'm not so sure.
Okay, because I'm not sure too. I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I want to know.
I just think that it is better to have a number to show.
Okay, so there are 68% missing. So where are them? Okay. So when you search it, when you use this information, make sure you understand it. Okay.
Okay.
Next page. Thank you. Actually, you can compare. Instead of only show separately Thailand and China, you can look for more GDP. What are the aspects included in the GDP, import GDP, and how they develop from the past to now? Mutual invest. Next page, thank you. Okay, that's it. You can close it. Okay, I can see you did try, but not very satisfied. Okay, you can do better. You're supposed to do better.
ค่ะ
Thank you everyone. All of you have
เสีย
finished
เสีย
your
ค่ะ
presentation. Thank you. For other students, do you want to know anything about their presentation? Okay, 没有。明天的任务，因为下个星期 next Monday we are going to have the final exam. 第17次。
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
你们明天 tomorrow please prepare for the practice of every chapter. Please finish the practice of every chapter, and tomorrow we will share the answer again. We'll share the answer again, especially the chapter that we just finished learning. More than I think more than 90% of the questions are from the practice. Sometimes I change the way to ask you question. Sometimes I change it into another kind of question. So you need to focus on it. Okay, just practice for students who do not have the book. I have already sent every practice to the Light group. If you didn't see it or I missed some practice, just let me know. I will send it again. Just prepare, open in your download to your computer and finish it. Okay.